Today's video is a book haul. Hi, welcome to my channel, Cinder Allie Loves Disney. Thank you for joining me today. If it is your first time stopping by, hi, my name is Allie. Well, I'm super excited to bring you a different kind of video today. As you can see, I am sitting in a different area for filming than where I normally film. I primarily do Disney content on this channel, but every now and then I like to mix it up with some lifestyle and some fun things that I do outside of Disney. And one of those is reading. And so I am in my husband and I's media room slash game room slash library. It's kind of a catch-all room. It's a pretty big room, but I have this one little corner here for my bookcase. This is one of my media shelves, and then I have two others, and his is the whole wall on the other side behind me there. So I am bringing you a really cool book haul video. And the day after Christmas, Barnes & Noble had a 50% off on all hardback cover books. Now that is pretty darn good and almost a rarity. And I actually didn't know, like we happened to go into Barnes & Noble to look for one thing, and one of the shelves had a sign that said 50% off all hardbacks, or off hardbacks. When they're gone, they're gone. So I was thinking, oh, this is cool. This little shelf is 50% off. Let me see what I can find. So I bought like 2 books. Then I found out later, after we'd gone to lunch, that the entire store was 50% off of hardbound books. I told my husband, I was like, I got to go back because I had already seen at least one other book I wanted, but I didn't buy it because it wasn't 50% off. So we went back and I bought some more books. So actually I bought a total of 5 books at that sale, which I'm going to share with you. And then I have 2 other books that I've gotten recently in the last couple months that I haven't shared on the channel either. So I'm going to share all of those with you. When I was at the store and saw all of these books on 50% off, I immediately thought of some friends and had to text them right away. One being Heather at the Disney Housewife, Mina at Wrestling with Disney, Robin at Oh Hello Robin. And I also thought of my friend Leslie at the Nerdy Narrative, but I didn't have her information to text her. But I did think about all of them and I was like, oh my gosh, this is an amazing sale. So let's get into the books I bought. So the first couple books that I purchased, one of them is this one here, Under the Whispering Door by T.K. Klune. I have had this book on my wish list for a while because I remember reading the story in the store one time and I was like, gosh, this sounds like such a good book. But at the time I really could not, it wasn't in my budget to buy any books at all. So I was like, well, I'll put it on my wish list. And I was so excited that I found this there during the 50% off sale. And I'll just read you the information about the story. It says, welcome to Sharon's Crossing. The tea is hot, the scones are fresh, and the dead are just passing through. When a reaper comes to collect Wallace from his own funeral, Wallace begins to suspect he might be dead. And when Hugo, the owner of a peculiar tea shop, promises him crossover, Wallace decides he's definitely dead. But even in death, he's not ready to abandon life he barely lived. So when Wallace is given 1 week to cross over, he sets about living a lifetime in 7 days. Hilarious, haunting, and kind, Under the Whispering Door is an uplifting story about a life spent at the office and a death spent building a home. So I just thought that sounded like a really interesting story. And again, I was super happy to be able to find this book. So the next book I bought is A Book Club to Die For. And I tell you, a couple things stood out to me on this. One, I loved the color scheme. I love these purples and stuff on here. And how cute is this cat with the glasses down here? And doesn't this room look just super, super cozy? So I was like, I have to read this story. And the cover alone, I was like, I want it. I didn't even know what it was about. Just seeing this cover, I said, I have to have this book. Let me go ahead and read the synopsis here. When a member of an exclusive book club is checked out, spunky librarian Trudel Beckett must sort fact from fiction to solve the murder. The Cypress Arit Society is one of the town's oldest and most exclusive clubs. When assistant librarian Trudel Beckett is invited to speak to the group about the library, its modernization, and her efforts to bring printed books to the reading public, her friend Flossie tags along. Flossie's been on the book club's waiting list for 5 years, and she's determined to find out why she's never received an invitation to join. But not long after True and Flossie arrive for the meeting, they're shocked to find the club's president, Rebecca White, dead in the kitchen. Rebecca was a former TV actress and a local celebrity, but was not known for being patient or pleasant. She'd been particularly unkind to the book club's host for the evening, who also happens to be the mother of Detective Jace Bailey, True's boyfriend. And Rebecca has made it clear that she didn't think Flossie was book club material. With her boyfriend and one of her best friends wrapped up in a murder, True has to work fast to figure out who cut Rebecca's story short before the killer takes another victim out of circulation. So that is this story. And again, I love these kind of books, so I'm excited to read this. So then when I went back, I was super excited to get these other books. Now, this one is one of those twisted tales, and I have this one over my shoulder here that my friend Nina gave me, the Cinderella story, but I saw this one too, which is another favorite of mine, and it's the Peter Pan twist. It's called Straight On Till Morning. And I thought, wow, this looks really cool. It says, what if Wendy first traveled to Neverland with Captain Hook? So let me read you the inside jacket. 16-year-old Wendy Darling's life is not what she imagined it would be. The doldrums of an empty house after her brothers have gone to school, the dull parties where everyone thinks she talks too much, and the fact that her parents have decided to send her away to Ireland as a governess, it all makes her wish things could be different. Wendy's only real escape is writing down tales of Neverland. After nearly meeting her hero, Peter Pan, 4 years earlier, she still holds on to the childhood hope that her magical home truly exists. She also holds on to his shadow. So when an opportunity to travel to Neverland via pirate ship presents itself, Wendy makes a deal with the devil. But Neverland isn't quite the place she imagined it would be. Unexpected dangers and strange foes pop up at every turn, and a little pixie named Tinker Bell seems less than willing to help. But when Captain Hook reveals some rather permanent and evil plans for Neverland, it's up to the two of them to save Peter Pan and his world. So again, these twisted tales, like, really, really cool. I'm excited to add this to my reading list. I do have a lot of books to read. These top two shelves, so if you haven't seen one of the other book videos I made in this area, these top two shelves, which are a lot of books behind these that you can see here, are all unread books. And so I'm just added more to my pile after I promised myself I wouldn't buy any more books until I read more, but I couldn't resist the sale. Okay, next book. I had this on my wish list. I had seen this after watching an interview with Diane Sawyer with this particular person, and you will see who it is in a moment. So again, I'm really excited to have this one. This is Matthew Perry's autobiography, Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing. And look at how cute this picture of him is here on the back. That's me eating a rock. I gave that up in my mid-30s. The beloved star of Friends takes us behind the scenes of the hit sitcom and his struggles with addiction in this candid, funny, and revelatory memoir that delivers a powerful message of hope and persistence. Hi, my name is Matthew. Although you may know me by another name, my friends call me Maddie, and I should be dead. So begins the riveting story of acclaimed actor Matthew Perry, taking us along his journey from childhood ambition to fame to addiction and recovery in the aftermath of a life-threatening health scare. Before the frequent hospital visits and stints in rehab, there was 5-year-old Matthew, who traveled from Montreal to Los Angeles, shuffling between his separated parents. 14-year-old Matthew, who was a nationally ranked tennis star in Canada. 24-year-old Matthew, who nabbed a coveted role as a lead cast member on the then talked about pilot called Friends Like Us, and so much more. An extraordinary story that only he could tell, and in the heartfelt, hilarious, and warmly familiar way only he could tell it, Matthew Perry lays bare that a fractured family that raised him and also left him to his own devices, the desire for recognition that drove him to fame, and the void inside him that could not only be filled by his greatest dreams coming true, but he also details the peace he's found in sobriety and tells how he feels about the ubiquity of friends, sharing stories about his cast members and other stats he met along the way. What is it? And other stars he met along the way. Frank, self-aware with his trademark humor, Perry vividly depicts his lifelong battle with addiction and what fueled it despite seemingly having it all. Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing is an unforgettable memoir that is both intimate and eye-opening, as well as hand extended to anyone struggling with sobriety. Unflinchingly honest, moving, and uproariously funny, this is the book fans have been waiting for. Matthew Perry. So I am really, really excited to read this. I was really moved by his story when I did see it, the interview with him and Diane Sawyer, and he was talking about this book, and she referenced this book a lot on the episode. So I had added this to my TBR immediately at that point. So if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know one of the authors that I talk about a lot, whether it's during live streams or in a video like this, is Patricia Cornwell. She's my absolute number one favorite author. I have been reading her since I was young, and I have these bottom like 3 shelves are like filled with her books. I have every one of the Kay Scarpetta novels except for one, and a couple of the other writings that she has that are not Kay Scarpetta. Like, I love the journey of being able to follow these same characters. It's like having friends that you talk to all the time because it's the same set of characters and they're just in different situations. It's like watching a sitcom or something, or a mystery show or something, like CSI Miami or something like that. So the book I got from her is called Livid. This is the brand new 2022 book that she has out. And this is what she looks like here. And it says, #1 New York Times bestselling author Patricia Cornwell. Dr. Kay Scarpetta keeps us coming back to Patricia Cornwell's sprawling crime novels. New York Times book review. Yikes. Okay, so I am super excited to read. I honestly, I never even care what the stories are about. If it's a Patricia Cornwell novel, I am buying it. So I honestly didn't even read. I don't know what this is about. So I'm going to find it out for the first time right now, reading it with you. Patricia Cornwell sold her first novel in 1990, and I actually have that novel, and she's been writing Kay Scarpetta books since and has just been on the top charts ever since then. So here's what this book is about. Chief Medical Examiner Kay Scarpetta is the reluctant star in a sensational murder trial when she receives shocking news. The judge's sister has been found dead. At first glance, it appears to be a home invasion, but then why was nothing stolen? And why is the garden strewn with dead plants and insects? Although there is no apparent cause of death, Scarpetta recognizes telltale signs of the unthinkable, and she knows the worst is yet to come. The forensic pathologist finds herself pitted against a powerful force that returns her to the past, and her time to catch the killer is running out. And that's typical Kay Scarpetta novel, right? So if you read her, and I know a few friends do, like Donna over at the Dawnties loves Patricia Cornwell. So Donna, if you do watch this video, I'm curious to know if you've read this book yet, but it's definitely going to be on my stack over here. I think I have 6 or 7 other Patricia Cornwell novels I have to read first before I get to this, because I love reading them in order. So that was the last 50% off book of the books that I got at Barnes & Noble. But I do have 2 others that I did buy at Barnes & Noble before this that, again, I haven't shared. So I am going to share those now. So when I saw this book, I think it was I don't know if it was in a vlog that someone had from Comic-Con. One of these shows, there was a huge display cardboard cutout, advertising this book. Star Wars, The Princess and the Scoundrel, Han Solo and Princess Leia. Oh my goodness. It was one of those, I didn't even care what the story was about. I wanted this book in my collection. You were cordially invited to the wedding of Princess Leia Organa and Han Solo. The Death Star is destroyed. Darth Vader is dead. The Empire is desolate. But on the forest moon of Endor, among the chaos of a changing galaxy, time stands still for Princess and her scoundrel. After being frozen in carbonite, then risking everything for the rebellion, Han is eager to stop living his life for the other people. He and Leia have earned their future together and 1,000 times over. And when he proposes to Leia, it's the first time in a long time he's had a good feeling about this. For Leia, for a lifetime of fighting doesn't seem truly over. There's work still to do, penance to pay for the dark secret that she now knows runs through her veins. Her brother Luke is offering her that chance, one that comes with family and the promise of the Force. But when Han asks her to marry him, Leia finds her answer immediately on her lips. Yes. Yet happily ever after doesn't come easily. As soon as Han and Leia depart their idyllic ceremony for their honeymoon, they find themselves on the grandest and most glamorous stage of all. I'm not sure how to say this word. Halcyon. People who read Star Wars and know it probably know. It's Halcyon. A luxury vessel on a very public journey to the most wondrous worlds of the galaxy. Their marriage and the peace and prosperity it represents are a lightning rod for all, including imperial remnants still clinging to power. Facing their most desperate hour, the soldiers of the Empire have dispersed across the galaxy, refrenching on isolated planets vulnerable to their influence. As the Halcyon travels from world to world, one thing becomes apparently clear. The war is not over, but as danger draws closer, Han and Leia find that they fight their best battles not alone, but as husband and wife. So that sounds really cool. And this is what the author looks like here. And there's a bunch of, looks like reviews and quotes and stuff on the back of this. So I'm, again, really excited to read this. I'm not like a super major, huge Star Wars fan. I love the movies when the first set came out. I've always loved I love love stories. I'm a sucker for love stories. So, the love story between Leia and Han has always like resonated with me. So when I saw this, I was like, yes, gotta get it. It's going to be a great read. So my last book, I do remember reading the inside jacket of this at the store and thinking, oh my gosh, this is such a cool story. This would actually be a great movie if they made it into a movie. So it is The Nightmare Before Christmas, Long Live the Pumpkin Queen, and it is about Sally. So let me read you the inside. Jack and Sally are truly meant to be, or are they? Sally Skellington is the official newly minted Pumpkin Queen after a whirlwind courtship with her true love Jack. Sally adores Jack with every inch of her fabric seams. If only she could say the same for her new role as the Queen of Halloween Town. Cast into the spotlight and tasked with all sorts of queenly duties, Sally can't help wondering if she's traded her captivity under Dr. Frankenstein for a different, albeit gilded cage. But when Sally and Zero accidentally uncover a long-hidden doorway to an ancient realm called Dreamtown, she unknowingly sets in motion a chain of sinister events that will put her future as Pumpkin Queen and the future of Halloween Town itself in jeopardy. Can Sally discover what it means to be true to herself and save the town she has learned to call home? Or will her future turn into her worst, well, nightmare? So yes, doesn't this sound like really cool? But I am just super excited to read all of these books. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you own any of these books and or if you have read any of them. Don't give any spoilers, but just let me know what you thought of them and if you like them and that kind of thing. If you haven't done so, please do consider hitting that subscribe button and sticking around. I'll see you in my next video. Make it a Disney day.